actor, before he became a Goodwill ambassador, before he became all these titles?
Well, I won't call them titles, but
Okay.
Trrc Shingle was, and still is, the shy Fajara boy.
Okay.
Grew up in Fajara, born and bred, and part of a family of 3. I've got an elder sister called Bertha, and a younger sister called Debo. So we're a very, very close-knit family.
Nice.
Lost my dad about 5-6 years ago, and my mom April gone. So
Sorry for your loss.
yeah, we're a very, very tight-knit family. Part of the Shingle Kunda from Spalding, and many other parts to it, because you got the Gomis Kunda, you get the Falin, and so it's all. But yeah, I would class myself as a shy Fajara boy.
Right, right. So, but what was you into before, before you became an actor?
Well, when I went to the UK, I did an MSc in Business Information Technology.
Nice.
But then I started working for the bank, Halifax, to start with, as a customer liaison officer. So I was dealing with the financial advisors, advising people on their money, obviously huge savings. So I did that for about 4 or 5 years. Then I worked for the Royal Bank of Scotland as an insurance claims handler. I did that again for another 5 years. Then I stepped out and worked for an insurance broker called SME Insurance. And while I was there, I did my CII exam, so I am CII certified.
Nice.
And that's the Chartered Insurance Institute, Her Majesty Chartered Insurance Institute. So I've got all my certificates for that.
Great.
And then I worked with them for 6-7 years. And then I was tasked to manage a health and safety business due to regional risk assessment.
Yeah.
So I was there for 2 years. Then I thought I could set up my own stuff. So I did that. So I've got my own little business going.
Great.
And through all this process, I used to also run a nightclub, but then that's no longer there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got my hands in field stuff.
Nice, nice, nice. I like that. So now tell us about your childhood. You mentioned that, you were quite shy Fajara boy. But then, being at the, the welcoming yesterday, I saw that, your boys were talking about the childhood and how you guys were. So just tell us a bit about that.
Well, growing up in Fajara, my dad was very, very strict.
Okay.
So he wasn't one of them that allows you to do your thing. It's like a military regime.
Okay.
I used to sit back then and think, why is he being so harsh? But then looking back at it now, I understood why he did that, and I thank him for doing that, because that kept me in the straight and narrow.
Great.
And that gave me that made me the person I am today. So I was, back then, obviously I didn't know, because I wanted to be part of the life and having girlfriends everywhere, jumping around, partying till late and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then that wasn't allowed. I can't even have a haircut that I like.
Wow.
If I go and do this silly haircuts, he'll be like, why are you doing this? And it will be like a whole month of salmon.
Wow.
Until my hair grows back, I won't hear the last of it. So
That's crazy.
yeah, and it's one of them. You want to go out for a party? It's like, yes, you can go, but make sure you're here by 9 o'clock. The party won't even start at 10. I'm saying bye to go home when everyone's coming in. So it's like, why did I even bother coming?
I know, right?
But then, as I said, going forward, when I came when I went to UK, and then after a few years, because when I went to UK, I didn't come back to the Gambia for about 15 years or so.
Wow.
So when I came back the first time, I had my hair all designed like a basketball, had it all dyed blonde, just some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
With tattoos all over my body and stuff. So when he came to the airport to pick me up, it was like, is that chocolate or is that Dennis Rodman?
I can imagine, because you would look like Dennis Rodman.
Exactly. So So I was just laughing. And then you could see the difference there because I dare not have done that.
When you was around
Yeah,
him.
exactly. So, but I think he knew that now I'm a grown up. I've got my own life and my own family. So it was like, yeah. And it was cool. So we were like chatting on a level and stuff. So it's whenever, even at home, when we sit down, it was just like, whenever I walk past, it was like, is that Dennis Rodman? So we had a laugh about it. So.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. May his soul rest in peace. All right, so that's interesting. It seems like you had like a breakthrough because you were kind of like, kept in a home and then made a particular way, which actually groomed you to who you are today. Exactly. But at the end of the day, you went out and then you found yourself and then you became who you are now. So it's all a process of growth. So now we move on. It would be nice to know what influenced you to like get into the acting scene and the movie industry, because from what you told me about your background, you've not mentioned anything to do with performing arts or like music or drama. So then what kind of got you into drama and acting?
Well, I always enjoyed the Nigerian movies, and back in the days when we were younger, it wasn't as big as it is now. But then you had the likes of Chief Zebrudiah, the Gringori, Clarus, all them funny stuff. So I used to watch that growing up, and it used to give me so much fun laughing. And then from there, you get the little Aki and Papa guys as well. So I watched them while growing up. So the acting thing, when I went to the UK, I was like, I would want to be an actor at some stage. But then that came, I won't say by an accident, but through my club.
Okay.
Because I was at a club, we had a really big night, and this lady actress came in called Luchi. So the doormen were like, oh, well, she asked who runs this place, so to speak. So they came and introduced us.
Right.
So she was like, oh, I'm Luchi. Estelle, how are you? I was like, I'm Trrc, I'm good. So we started chatting. What do you do? We explained. Well, I'm an actress. So I was like, oh, okay. At that point, I didn't mention, I was working for an oil company at that particular time.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, my brother's into oil and gas stuff. So I was like, oh, that's fine. So we started chatting about that. So I said, well, I've always wanted to get into the movie industry because I enjoy Nigerian movies. So she was like, oh, I could connect you to a couple of directors.
Right.
So, and she was like, you could give them a ring. I was like, I'm not going to call anybody because they don't know me. And people like that, they think they're all up there. So when you ring them, they were like, who are you? So I was like, if you really want to introduce me, you speak to them first. Yeah. Tell them that I'll be ringing them, then I'll call them. Yeah. So she goes, all right, we'll do that. Then to cut a long story short, he gave me two numbers. A guy called Danny Eskin, who's quite good, quite big in there. Yeah. And then another one called Nelson Spike. He was also the top one there. So when I rang them, Danny was very, very receptive. Danny was like, oh, okay. Because she told them, oh, there's this very big promoter in Leeds and promotes African music, so he wants to get involved. So Danny was like, well, come to Leeds, take your pictures, do your profile, invite you, all sorts. Nice. But Nelson was very, very, well, standoffish. Yeah. He wouldn't even answer my call. Oh, wow. But then when I tell the lady, Luchi, well, I've called Nelson and he's not answering. When she calls Nelson, Nelson answers. And then she'll come back and say, oh, Nelson says this. I was like, why is he not answering my call? Why is he not talking to me that? Yeah. So in the end, I just thought, you know what, forget him. So I just left him and started talking to Danny. Yeah. And at that time, there was a big movie that they were premiering called Gold Dust Ikenga. Okay. And it has the likes of Mike Godson, Alexa Kubu, and they were all in the UK for the premiere. So Danny was like, I'll speak to the director and we'll do a special invite for you as a special guest. Right. So the director agreed. So they took my picture, did a massive poster. Oh, wow. And said, well, we're having this very big promoter from Leeds coming for the premiere, invited to the red carpet and everything. So that's where it started. So I took pictures with them, they introduced, we spoke. And at the after party, they were all like, I like your style, I like your swag. I want you in my movie, and it just started like that. Everyone. Nice. And then prior to that, I started taking drama lessons. Okay. From Northern Drama School. Okay. And that's where they cast for Emmerdale and all them stuff.
Oh, you was in Emmerdale?
I wasn't in Emmerdale.
Okay, okay.
But that's from that drama school. That's
Yeah.
where they cast.
Oh, that's where they cast
Yeah,
them.
for
Okay.
Emmerdale stuff,
All right.
so.
Okay, so it sounds like a nice story,
Yeah, it-
you know, of how you got into it, and it just
Exactly.
became from the life of a promoter to now, you know, a movie star.
Exactly, and it went really well. And I was really lucky because at that premiere I also met a lady who forms my management team there,
Okay.
and was one of the first reggae artists,
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian reggae artists. And she also had a record label, and she used to manage a girl band in the UK.
Nice.
So she's got massive contacts. So she was like, okay, I'll mentor you and stuff. So most of my movies, I didn't even audition for them.
Really?
I just get a phone call. I say, because she'll just call them and say, I've got my guy, I want you to put in your movie. And they'll just call me and say, I've got a part for you. I'll send you a
Nice.
script. So I was lucky in that sense. I didn't
Yeah.
go through the audition thing for most of the movies.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now you're in the Gambia, and I know you're leaving Wednesday. So, but tell us about, you know, when you got here, and obviously I know you've been coming and going anyways, but then how have you seen the movie industry in the Gambia from like when you started coming here until now?
Well, to be fair, the first few times that I came, this is after me getting into the movie industry. I didn't even think there was an industry in the Gambia because I was like,
Wow.
do we even do movies? Because there was a time that I think last year, February, Fatmata Coca was doing some a program on her Facebook about domestic violence.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good. So after I spoke to her, because she's a good friend of mine, so I called her and said, the program was really good,
Yeah.
well done. So she was like, can you imagine if you do it turn it into a movie
Yeah.
to educate the women of Gambia that they don't have to live with domestic violence.
Yeah.
So I was like, that would be interesting. And he was like, why don't we do that? And I was like, look, I'm scheduled to be filming in Germany.
Yeah.
Because at that time I was meant to go to Germany to film with Mama G
Okay.
and others, because there was a movie that we had to do. And she convinced me, saying, well, Gambia don't even know who you are. Because when I told them about yourself, most of them were like, oh, I've seen him, but I didn't know he was Gambian.
Yeah.
Because it was meant to be me, Fatmata, and Marikumba.
Okay. Yeah, I know Marika.
Yeah, we were meant to come do it. So I came, we did a bit, Marikumba couldn't come. So we did the Gambian side of thing. So we meant to do the UK part.
Right.
But still, Fatima has been quite busy with her stuff, so we couldn't finish it. Well, that was the first time I even knew that we have actors and actresses, because when we came on show, she were asking for extras, and the line was bombarded. People wanted to be part of it, and all. I was like, wow.
Indeed.
I didn't know those this.
Yeah.
But there's some very, very, very talented people around it. Very, very talented youths. I think, as I said yesterday, there's this guy that follows me called Musa, and he's doing very, very good stuff.
Nice.
I think he just needs the support and the exposure and the backing.
Yeah.
But he's really good, and he's determined to do it as well. So
Nice. What's his full name?
I think it's Musa Dabo or something.
Okay.
Musa
Okay.
Dabo. He's a very, very young guy. He follows me on Facebook, and
Right.
he was like, oh, you're my mentor, and we keep in touch all the time.
Okay.
And wherever I could assist, I do assist him.
That's
So,
good.
it's-
That's good. Well, we do have an industry, sort of. Like, we have, you know, the NCAC, you know, we have drama groups.
I
and-
found out through Aziz.
Yeah, exactly. But then they're not, like you said, the support isn't there, and they're not that well known because we don't really have, you know, the support. Like you said, I think recently there was a movie that came out. It was called Can't Have It All. I don't know whether you've seen it or heard about it.
Yeah, I heard
but I
about it.
believe when that came out, everyone was like, wow, Gambia can produce this, you know? And I guess we just need to reach to those levels.
But that
one
wasn't
day.
produced by Gambians, was it?
It
was
wasn't
produced
by
Liliana.
Gambians, yeah, by Lillian, but the video
cast,
crew
yeah.
were Gambian, Parmata
Yeah,
as
'cause
well, I guess. So
I know Lilian very, very well.
yeah.
'Cause
And I
we-
believe she
we-
took the movie away as well too.
Yeah, we
back
even
home.
met in the UK
Yeah.
at one of my movie premieres. And she was telling me as well, oh, this is what we do, try and help promote. So I was like, we will. And I was meant to go to Nigeria to do something with Yemi Black.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, Yemi Black told me that you're coming to do something here. Can you please get me involved in that? So I was
Yeah.
like, don't worry, when we do, It's just been talked about, nothing said.
Okay, nothing said.
But yeah,
All right.
that was a good one. That was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
That was a very good movie.
It was. Well, cool, cool. So now we move on. Now, what's your opinion on the arts industry in the Gambia? I know that, you know, through as Uncle Aziz, you've seen that, okay, we do have more and the casting and everything like that. But what do you think needs to be done to uplift them?
I think there should be some serious funding into it because it's not easy. And it takes a lot to do a movie or even drama, because especially the way things are here, everybody needs support. And that could be, the way I see it, once they put some money into the industry, that could get most of these youths into some sort of work. Because not only would you have the cast there, you'll also have the background staff, the camera crew, the stage management crew, and that could all be jobs for these people.
Of course.
So I think there should be some serious investment into it, because the talent, the raw talent is there. They've got some fantastic actors and actresses.
Yeah.
But then the producers, one needs the money to pay them, because you can't ask somebody to come on set without giving them anything.
True.
Even in the UK, they'll moan, let alone in the Gambia.
Yeah, they will.
Exactly. So you have to give the producers or have some sort of a finance package where producers who want to produce a movie could send you a business plan as to what the movie is all about, how it will benefit the Gambian people, what are the return of investment, and then the government should invest into it. Because it's a win-win situation for them, because you get promotion, you get exposure, and you also alleviate the unemployment stuff.
True. True, that's a good one. And I don't think the business plan thing, that sounds new to me. So I don't think they've actually thought about that in regards to how to get them their movies on another level.
If you're to do a movie on a serious basis, you need to have a business. Because at the end of the day, the movie industry is a business.
True.
Nobody's doing it for fun.
No.
Well, you do it for fun because it's a passion, or you want to get something back. So in everything, it's business.
Yeah.
So you do the movie, you invest a certain amount of money into producing the movie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you want to sell that movie and get some sort of returns.
True.
So, and just like every other business, you need to have a solid business plan. You need to know, if I put 1,000 and say, for instance, I sell it for X amount, I make X amount profit.
True.
And then if it's viable, then you put the money into it.
That's good.
So whoever wants to produce a movie, they need to do that.
That's good. All right, all right. So aside from the movie industry, you've mentioned your background, your qualifications. What else are you into? And what can Gambia expect from you as well?
Well, recently I started some sort of philanthropist work, because I believe in the more you give, the more you get.
True.
And I was brought up sharing. So the last time I came, before I even come down, I was talking to my sister. I was like, I want to do something when I come to the Gambia. Instead of taking all my loose change money and splashing it on nights out and stuff, I want to help some widows, some ladies that can't afford the daily living.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it to any alcal or anybody. I want to give it to the person themselves.
Yeah.
So if you could identify places or areas where there are really, really poor women, like widows, can you identify them?
Right.
So I sent her some money and said, can you buy me, I think it was about, the first time it was about 10, 15 bags of rice, these important ones from UK.
Yeah.
I told them I want a proper stuff. And a drum of oil. And I think the first time that was it. So I came, I met also a lady called Ami Kole, who introduced me to these places.
Right.
So I went to I went to Joshua first, and I gave this lady a bag of rice, a drum of oil, and $2,000. And then I went to Lamin, I did the same again for about 3 families. Then I got to Pirang. I think when I got to Pirang, I only had 7 bags left.
Right.
So I went round, I gave them all $2,000, and then the whole village just came out.
Wow.
And all these old women, I'm a widow and this. And I felt really bad. So I went to a shop, there was a shop next door, and I bought an extra about 6, 7 bags and gave them all. Wow. And I took Pirang as my sort of adopted village because since then we've been in touch.
Yeah.
And the ladies there said they wanted me to help them fence their farm.
Right.
Because the animals keep eating their crops and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I did that, but nobody knew that because that was kept on the low.
Now we know.
And then in July, I thought for the COVID stuff,
Yeah.
I thought let me just do it again.
Yeah.
And that one, Aziz went and coordinated it, and that was on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to continue doing that. As I said, Pirang is my adopted village, and I want to help them. And it won't stop there. I'm trying to set up a Trrc Shingle Foundation.
That'll be good.
So I've done the first steps. I just need to finalize it, and then that will be, because every penny that I spend on this is my money.
Yeah.
I don't get funding or anything. This is money that
you
I
worked
earned.
for.
Yeah, exactly. So.
That's amazing. Like hearing you talk about, these women that you're supporting and that you're helping, actually made me go soft. And it's just nice to know that you have that heart to kind of want to give back. Yeah. Especially to women that are, not that financially strong. Okay, so we're nearly there, but this is always about talking to personalities that have gone through a stage and obviously that they've made it to a particular level. Yeah. So then you share your story to inspire the young people. So now this is one of my favorite questions, and this is where you tell us what you have to share for young people, like words of wisdom, for them to also follow their dreams and obviously go through the right steps to get to where they want to get to.
Yeah, as I keep telling most of the youths that I bump into, because when they see you, they were like, oh, they admire you and stuff like that. And it's all good. It's all nice, don't get me wrong. But then it's not as easy as they think it is.
No.
They see all the flashy stuff and they think out there is you just walk and pick the money. Sometimes some of them's got it even better here. There's a difference, don't get me wrong, because there's opportunity. The only difference I would probably say is there's opportunities, because you could work, get out of your house today, meet the right people, the right place, and you're set for life. Yeah. That is what's lacking in the Gambia, so to speak. So to the youths, whatever your dream is, follow it, but don't rush into stuff. Okay. Take your time. Du jot yomba. Yeah. Ak lu wara am dafa am. Inshallah. So su yalla ne dinga jaar fi dang fa jaar. That's true. Su yalla ne dinga am li dang ko am. So bul yakamti be def something silly lo amne daf la lor or daf la yahali yu bari. That's true. Because lu nekk time la. Dega la. So gisee hina Trrc Shingle mu ngi out mu ngi am 1 2 3 nga fonne okay lu ta Trrc am li taman amumako. yaa Trrc doo leen benn wërsëg du benn. dëgg la yow it na am na fu Trrc amee. yow am nga yow mi nekk fii am nga foo ëppalee Trrc in something else. Because everyone's gifted in their own way. Everyone's special in their own unique way. True. So loolu la rek. There's opportunities here. There's stuff here. It's not easy, don't get me wrong, and ku mun a dem out the right way and so time bi jotee please do, because it's an experience. Yeah. Why? Bu ko forcé ba dugal sa bopp si problème wala di risk sa life di dem through back way si lu ko jarut because it's not end of the world, seriously. No, it's not. It's not. Great. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Trrc. Thank you very much for coming to the platform. So everyone, you've heard it for yourself. Mr. Shingle has said it all. Don't rush. Don't hesitate to actually follow your dreams. But at the same time, just take your time, and everything that you want to achieve, you will get there. And then understand that everyone's luck isn't the same. We all have different luck. So whatever Trrc has doesn't mean you can't get, but then obviously you may be better off where you are. But that's all down to you. So at the end of the day, just follow your dream and follow your heart and do the right thing the right way. And just one last thing before I go. Just want to say a big thank you to yourself, because since I came, you've been at the airport welcoming me and following me around, so I really appreciate it. You're welcome. Thank you to my Mr. Legend,
Yes.
Mr. Aziz Wilan,
Yes.
because I don't think without him this would have been possible. So I
Indeed.
really, really appreciate. Also, a big thank you to Mariama for the assistant in Senegal. There's also a guy in Senegal called Hassan. Thank you, Charno Barry. As I keep mentioning, without him again, this would not be possible. So I'm really, really humble, and all the Gambians, all the support, and all the respect and love and everything.
Yeah.
I'm really, really humble, and I
Yeah.
thank you all.
Great, you're welcome. And I was actually going to get to that, but I wanted to give you the gift first.
Cool.
So this is a cup and pen, yes, and this is for you to drink coffee with or tea when you're having breakfast.
Of course.
And this pen is for you to write, you know.
I need one. Thanks.
You need one, yeah,
I need
exactly.
one.
So this is for you.
Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So now we're about to wrap up, and I'd like to thank Uncle Aziz Wilan. He's an uncle to me and a big brother, because him and my older brother are very, very, very close friends. They go way back. Uncle Aziz said something yesterday. Oh, Saint Abujang, I love dogs. I was like, uh-oh, he knows me really well. So I want to thank him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met Chukli, and we wouldn't have this opportunity to have this interview where we can profile Chukli and let people out there know who Chukli is and what he went through and how he got to where he is today. I'd like to thank my cameraman, Ibrahim Abaja. Sometimes I don't like Uncle Lamin Job and MCR Abdullah Ba, and also Uncle Basan Asise for directing this program. Thank you, Uncle Lamin Job, too. And thank you, Mariama, for coming, and your sister. I appreciate it all. Thank you to Betty Berry for making me look this beautiful. Thank you, and bye-bye.
ndewno o fok sereer kenu cungeg na a fadida ada cosaan wala sax diina meke no GRTS tam nunu mbaag na ndef kam saate fane an i soɓida nuun bo maaga ngar ngotid ndonin no telele kon nak i mbara mbaro lalit ke andoona ye ten ref aada in a ref cosaan in ke i mbaagna ke i mbi'a tu soirée ɓeeɗo yaaga koy o fog seereer nag yo mbuuda GRTS yaaga boog o fogole programme faneke han i ɓisaniran na nuun meke na GRTS arda ba nu refna na waxtu ɓetaan naak ba doon simili karɓa hen nahik fa ɓetak
The Paradise Foundation recently launched the Tahaw Jigen initiative, which has brought to you Ask Latin Show.
su ñëwee benn yoon nga ne ko dellu sa sëy ñaar ñëw na dellu sa sëy ñetteel nga ne ko kaay toog ñu waxtaan lan mooy problème bi soo waxtaanee ak moom di ngeen génnee solution.
naye mira wo ñappin kan wala fo jannatele ɓe keɓayala wala ɓe tarla sondomo kono aɓe fanan ɗigol nayewol fana wulu ko ñappin kan o niya kala aka mirala ko a ñanta kela wo ñaata wolen siloto annun ko manque siloti.
This new show has women from all walks of life, 4 beautiful, amazing, and talented and experienced women that will be discussing on issues from women's rights, women's issues, women's health that you all would want to hear about.
ci sa ay manière sax ak ni nga xoolee xalel ak ni nga ko traité ñàkk a koo laal sax mun ngaa violate rights am. kon ñun njaboot gi ñun ñoo ci war a bàyyi xel di leen seet di leen toppatoo te muur gi ñoo muur ci biir kër gi moo tax kër gi toj.
The Ask Biden Show brings all these issues at the forefront and will be discussed, and your questions will be answered.
The checkpoint.
Because of us, but this thing.
No.